Hello folks, it's Clutch Builder here, and today I'm going to be giving you a complete overview of my LEGO City. So we're going to be starting down at this end, and this is the all-new LEGO City expansion. For some reason, I appear to have left the giant rabbit on top of Mount Clutchmore. So, starting over here, we have the tunnel, and as we just saw, Mount Clutchmore. And there's also a trail beside that, which has these signs here, the Mount Clutchmore and LEGO City signs. I'm glad I could find a use for those, and it's nice because they actually line up fairly well. Because if you have them, so say that I had Mount Clutchmore over at that end of the city, and I wanted to point to the LEGO City that was to the left, that sign would not work very well. So I'm glad it worked out here. Beside that, I have the new campground, and yes, that is Unikitty. And I have some noise barriers here with a bit of vegetation growing on them. And there's, for some reason, a few flowers on here as well. Now let's take a look at the campground itself. I've got the large tent here, and then also 3 smaller ones. These are actually pretty simple, just a hinge in the middle and 2 large hood pieces. There's a few trees and a couple of smaller plants as well. Now let's come over to this side of the new expansion, and we've got a couple of houses over here. There's this one, which is all in green, and there's the door. And we've also got this one, which is mostly yellow, but also red and brown. And between these, we have a bit of a driveway, which leads right across the road here, beside the traffic light for the tunnel, because it's not quite wide enough, as you can see, for 2 lanes of traffic, unless it's just 4 wide vehicles, which I don't have very many of. And so one side has to wait while the other side goes through the tunnel and comes out. Moving over this way, we have a sign for Mount Clutchmore here, and behind that, a house with a solar panel on it that, if it was connected to something, would actually work. And a very, very small area of grass with a much too large machine mowing it. And then we have the campers, and on this side, my favorite one of these houses. It actually looks like a real house, and it's got something of a pointed roof, unlike these ones, which are all flat. Let's take a look at the front of that a bit. And then, moving back over this way, we have the intersection with the traffic light here and the no turn on red sign. I'll be pointing out some of these new stickers as we go through the city. Now, moving along, we have the train track crossing, and all this, and this is changed a little bit. The Shell gas station. Now, this used to be turned 90 degrees, so it was facing this way. But I've rotated it, and now there are actually 2 places you can go to get gas instead of just one, which is better because I have quite a few vehicles in the city. And that's the hardware store. I had to move that forward a bit to accommodate one of my favorite modifications, the bus stop. The nice parking lot, which now has the same barriers on both sides. we've got the beach still here, and I've been, over the couple months, I've been adding a bunch of plates whenever I found some, just a bunch of tan plates, and I've managed to give the beach a bit of texture now, so it's not just flat sand. And I have yellow frog overload in my river. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, 6 yellow frogs compared to 3 green ones. There's too many. I really need some more green ones to balance that out. And then we have the flower bed, as well as my rabbits, and some people playing soccer with transparent windows for goals. And then we have this new building, which is the bakery. I didn't actually give this one an interior because you can't actually lift off the roof. So kind of been a waste of pieces that I could have used somewhere else. So that one doesn't have an interior. There's a few new minifigures along here. One of them is this new baby. And there's probably a couple others. Okay, this brings us nicely to one of my favorite changes. The train. This took a very long time to do, actually, compared to some of these other ones. I brought the BNSF engine into my city, but to do that, I had to really modify the area around the track so that it would work with 8-wide designs, because I'd been just using 6-wide locomotives, and this one's actually 8 studs wide. So I had to change all that, but it looks really good, I think. And I also motorized it, and I've got the battery box in this bottom container here, which is new. This car, so let's just open that up. You can see the switch in there. And then we've got the siding, as ever, with my new switcher, switching the Santa Fe around, although I don't know where it's going, because the siding ends just there. And then we have the skyscraper, still there. Nothing's changed with this, except the walkway. It now comes over here, and there is an elevator. No, it doesn't work, unfortunately, but it takes up a lot less space than that old ramp, which came all the way to here, which was a bit of a waste of space. So I have now an elevator shaft, and, you know, I've got doors. Could look better, but I'm happy with it. And then we've got still the detective's office here, and the parkour guy has managed to move from here to here. Actually, that's pretty slow, dude. Anyways, I actually took out the stairs over the track here. So now you just really have to watch if there's a train coming. But you don't have to walk all the way up and all the way back down. And you can see I've got some of the new stickers there by the train station, as well as the bench. And I've also got a sign over there. The BMX Park version 2.0 is still here, and just as well as ever. But it's still here, of course, and I don't think I'm going to be needing to change this anytime soon. I'm still really happy with it. And let's actually go over to the other side. From here we can also see the back side of this expansion here. Get a little bit of a different perspective on it. And we can also come over here and see the park. I still have my mess back here from the old automated rail crossing. All this mess has been here for months. It's probably not going anywhere anytime soon, unfortunately. And I do have plans for this. As you know, I filled the empty space at the top with this scientist's lab, but I'm not very happy with it, and I think I may end up changing it so that the entire thing is a grocery store. Also over here is this. I put a base plate here, road plate actually, so, you know, it looks like there's something over here. But since it doesn't actually go anywhere and there's no real crossing here, I had to put this sign here. From here you can see the back of this house as well, which is kind of cool. And oh, we can see this sign a lot better here. There you go. And I've got my route map up there, which for some reason I still haven't placed. The final place for it is definitely not going to be there. That will be changed. And the park has a little bit less greenery, because I used a bit of it for the expansion. But since you usually don't see this, I'm fine with that. It's still got a bit, which is good. And all these buildings are still here. That's all the same. We've got all this here. I did put a bit of tiling in at the end of this driveway here and over here. Not much, but I think it makes it look a little bit better when you actually ever see this. And this is a little bit different over here. Like I said, I had to move the hardware store forward, and that's because of the 8 wide build again. The curve was really hitting into the hardware store, so I moved that forward a couple studs, which solved that problem. And all this track, I've been working on making it a little sturdier, and I think it's okay. I mean, it could be better, but I don't think my locomotive's gonna fall off or anything. And so I think that just about covers it. I will see you guys next time.